Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going deep on what has to be the toughest survival competition on TV, alone. We're going to deconstruct what it really takes to outlast everyone else and walk away a champion.
And who better to start with than the guy who lasted longer than anyone in the show's history, Roland Welker. You know, what he says here just gets right to the heart of it. It's not some manufactured drama. It's real, it's raw, it's 100% authentic.
Roland didn't just win, he absolutely dominated. He made it a mind-boggling 100 days in the Canadian Arctic. And this wasn't just a personal goal. The show threw down the gauntlet. Survive 100 days and you win the biggest prize in the show's history, $1 million.
So that brings us to the big question, right? How in the world is something like that even possible? Is there a formula? What's that magic mix of physical skill, mental toughness, and strategy that lets one person go the distance when so many others have to tap out?
Okay, so let's get into it. Before you can even think about winning the mental game, you have to master the physical one. And it all starts with your gear.
So each person gets to pick just 10 items from a list the show gives them. And as you can see, the popular choices pretty much always revolve around three things: making shelter, making fire, and getting food. You gotta believe this is maybe the single most important decision they make. If you get this wrong, you are fighting an uphill battle from the second you get there.
But okay, you've got your gear, you hit the ground, now what? What's the very first move? This is something fans of the show debate nonstop.
Do you build your shelter right away while you've still got some gas in the tank from your last real meal? I mean, a good shelter gives you a secure base. It's a huge morale boost. Or do you go all in on finding food immediately? Because every calorie you burn without replacing it is putting you deeper and deeper in the hole. There's really no single right answer, and this choice can set the tone for your entire time out there. Now, fishing and trapping, that's your bread and butter. It's crucial, but nothing, and I mean nothing, changes the game like successfully hunting big game. One big kill can give you enough calories to last for months. It turns the whole thing from a scramble for daily food into a game of long-term endurance, and nobody is a better example of this than Roland Welker.
So get this. On day 29, Roland pulled off the ultimate game changer. He took down a muskox. But this was no simple hunt. It was an absolute epic. He hits it with his bow, then has to track this incredibly powerful wounded animal. He runs out of arrows, so he has to finish the job up close with just his knife. And then, after all that, he has to haul hundreds and hundreds of pounds of meat back to his camp. Just incredible.
And just listen to Roland's own words about that moment. I could hardly think right. Wow. That says it all, doesn't it? This wasn't just a physical test. It was a test of nerve, the culmination of a 40-year hunting career, all coming down to a few critical, dangerous seconds. And that brings us to the next vital piece of the puzzle. It's not enough to get the food, you have to protect it. Roland built what he called his rock house, an insane fortified meat crib. Seriously, this thing was built better than some contestants' shelters. And it worked. It kept the bears and wolverines away from the prize that would take him all the way to day 100. Okay, so you've got food, you've got shelter, you're set, right? Not even close. Because all the food in the world won't keep you out there if your mind gives up. As so many contestants find out, the real war is the one fought between your ears. You hear it every season. I'm doing this for my family. But here's the thing, that motivation can actually backfire. When you're cold, starving, and feeling that crushing loneliness, thinking about your family can be the very thing that makes you want to go home, not stay. The reason to endure has to come from inside. And the fans of the show, they've got some strong opinions on this. Go on Reddit and you'll see people arguing that bringing a photo from home is like intentionally taking a rock to your knife's edge. You're sabotaging your own tool. The key seems to be accepting that your old life is just on pause. And when your mind starts playing tricks on you, and it will, the best defense is to just get busy. Focus on the next task.
So, this is the crucial shift in thinking. The winners, they're not thinking about day 100. They're not thinking about the prize money. They break that massive challenge down into one simple, manageable goal. Just survive today. That's it. Just one more day.
All right, so you've got the physical skills, you've got the mental fortitude, but there's a third layer here, the metagame. You have to understand the specific arena, the specific challenge that the show has created for each season.
I mean, the show is completely different every single time. Season 3 in Patagonia, that was basically a starvation contest. Season 9 in the Arctic was all about hunting and dealing with major predators.
And then they'll throw a total curveball, like Season 4, where they dropped in pairs of family members who had to survive together.
So what this means is that there's no single best type of survivor. The game is always changing. A master hunter could absolutely dominate one season, but be the first one to tap out in a location with no game. The real skill is being able to adapt, to read the environment and figure out what kind of test you're actually taking.
After breaking down all the strategies for winning, you kind of have to ask a bigger question. What's the ultimate goal of being out there in the first place?
For the people on loan, the objective is crystal clear. It is a contest. For Roland, the mission was simple: outlast everybody and win the money. It's a competitive mindset with a very clear finish line. But now, let's contrast that with somebody who lived this life not for a prize, but because it was his life. Dick Prenick. He lived alone in the Alaskan wilderness for 30 years. And look at his reason for not hunting big game. It was too wasteful for just one person. His goal wasn't to conquer, it was to coexist.
And this presents two fundamentally different ways of seeing the wilderness. Is it an adversary that you need to overcome in a competition? Or is it a system that you try to live within in harmony?
And that really leaves us with one last thing to think about. For the contestants on Alone, and for anyone who feels that pull toward the wild, what's the real prize they're looking for out there? Is it about proving you can conquer nature? Or is it about discovering how you can become a seamless part of it?